We are live. Okay. All right, everyone. Welcome and thank you for coming into the room today. I'm so super excited about this topic, guys. We are at the year's end. Year's end. And I really want to talk to you guys about some different strategies that we should be putting into play and practice because, November is in a week away, a week away, and then the year is it's just over. It's over. So this is the time where we really have to take the time out to highlight and plan a strategy for our growth. If you are in business, if you are looking to start business, let me just make sure I'm not. Okay. If you are looking to start season business, this is the time. This is the time where you position yourself and you form a strategy. And a lot of people, unfortunately, a lot of people wait until December. And I'm going to share a quick story with you guys. That used to be me. And what happened to me every single year when I waited until December, every single time, was that my December, guys, here's my truth, rolled into January. It rolled into January, and I found myself in the first week and the second week of January still trying to plot out my year. And it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous and it was not effective. It did not help me work efficiently. My plans ended up going to the wayside. And then I just haphazardly like jumped into what I was doing and nothing worked. I didn't meet my goals. My objective was not met. So I have learned through that trial and error to use the entire fourth quarter. And some people actually start third quarter, but I've used the entire fourth quarter to plan out my entire year moving. If you are in business, you should always be thinking growth, right? You should be thinking growth. You should not be thinking so that you remain stagnant. Whether your business is doing well, as far as I'm concerned, even when businesses are doing well, there's always room for more. There's always room to grow, there's always room to expand. And therefore, if you're thinking along those lines, then you should be thinking about going from point A to point B. And that's what I use the entire fourth quarter for. I take my time, I dig into my data from the previous three quarters, see how I fared. I take a look at all of the data, my analytics, my clients' feedback, so on and so forth. And I use all of that information to be able to move forward. Because what I have also learned is, and what I don't want to do is, of course, redo what I did the first, second, and third quarter that did not work. And that's what a lot of us do. We get into a vicious cycle and we just keep repeating and repeating and repeating. So I said to myself, no more. I am not doing this. I know that certain strategies that I've implemented into my business does not work for me, has not worked. So I've decided I'm not going to try to reinvent the wheel anymore. I'm going to take my time, really dive into my numbers that I have acquired throughout the year, dive into some of the research that I have done also throughout the year, put that together in alignment with the vision that I have to be able to move forward and restructure my business plan, restructure my marketing plan. A lot of businesses, what they do is they may have a marketing plan for the year. Now, that is one great key to help you with growth. Now, things change, of course, as the months go by, as days go by. You may find that there may be a certain service or product that you've placed out in the marketplace that isn't truly in demand anymore as it used to be. So your data may have changed in that area, or you have made modifications to those products or services. However, you can still very easily fine tune and make changes to your marketing plan. But that is one of the strategies that I definitely put out there. And if you can take the time to at least create the structure, create the framework, not the entire content calendar, but the marketing calendar with the idea so that you know exactly what products and services you are going to be putting out there in addition to when they are going to be launching. That is one of the frameworks that a lot of the gurus use that helps them and positions and aligns them for growth. So, if you think about it, I've come to find that lots of entrepreneurs, when it comes to planning, right, for some reason they scale back. They don't put everything into it, they don't put their all into planning for the next year, planning for growth. We get into business for specific reasons. Now, and I'm not talking about money, okay? That's not what I'm talking about. However, we get into business for specific reasons. We all have our why. But in having those whys, you should also want to grow, right? When I first started my business, I started as a two-car garage child care business over 23 years ago. But back then, I didn't know anything about business. As I continued to learn about my industry and about business, I wanted to grow. I was hungry for that growth. I wanted more. So I had to learn different strategies, systems, and processes so that I could align myself and position myself to easily scale, right? Easily and effectively scale, not doing it the hard way because we can very easily do that too, right? But we want to be efficient and we want to be effective and we want to set our businesses up for scaling. That should be your focus as an entrepreneur. Of course, serving your clients, of course, all of that other good stuff, putting things out in the marketplace, but you should always be thinking big picture. Think about it. In your personal life, you're thinking big picture, right? You make plans in your personal life. You have an agenda in your personal life, maybe for your health, maybe for your spirituality, maybe for your life, your family, whatever the case may be. So, why should it be any different for your business? If you could sit down in your personal life and write out in your journal or create some sort of a plan, you're planning your vacation, you're planning ABC, X, Y, and Z for the year to come, your graduation, when you're going for this job, when you're going to ask for an increase, whatever the case might be, why can't you have that same big picture mentality for your business, for growth? You owe it to yourself to do that, right? If no one else is going to be your biggest cheerleader like you. So if you always keep that in mind as you're going through the processes, you're going to know exactly what you should implement in your business that possibly maybe was not there or change, right? Sometimes we need to pivot. Sometimes we need to bring new systems in place. Sometimes we need to bring new strategies in place. As an entrepreneur, when you're thinking about growth, here's the main key: efficiency and effectiveness. The two E's: efficiency and effectiveness. You want to be efficient in what it is that you are doing. You want to be completely effective in what it is that you're doing, right? You want it to yield a return. It has to have an objective. You can't just place something out there without an objective behind it. If you're launching something, there has to be an objective behind that launch. And that launch, you want it to be streamlined easily and seamlessly for you. So that's where the planning process comes into place. Let me speak to you guys a little bit more about the planning for the year and how that helps you with efficiency. If you take the time out now during this fourth quarter to plan out your upcoming year, Put it on the calendar with dates. Imagine this. You've got your entire year planned out. You know what you are launching. You know what you're going to be bringing to the marketplace. You've already received validation for your products, offerings, and services. Now you have it on the calendar to date. So when you go on a weekly basis to write out your to do list, right? To write out your list for the week, to plan your social media content, so on and so forth. Everything's already streamlined, everything's already written out there for you. Now you're working backwards. Now you work backwards so that you could put a plan into place to launch what you've placed in the calendar. That is how you work efficiently, as opposed to just thinking, okay, let me put this on the market this week. I'm going to try to sell that next week. My competition is doing this. Let me try to create that. No, that's not efficiency. Okay, that is not efficiency. Creating a full structured plan for your products and services that already has validation, putting a date to it, and now working backwards so that you could create a step-by-step blueprint with how to bring that to the marketplace and accomplish the money goal that you have in mind when you created that product, that service, or that offering. That's working efficiently. If you are saying to yourself, I want to make 100K. Let's take it easy with the numbers, okay? I want to make 100K in the upcoming years. How are you going to truly acquire that 100K if you don't have an efficient plan? You can't do it on a day-to-day basis, nor a month-to-month. If that's worked for someone out there, please send me a message and send me a DM or post it here and let me know that that's worked for you, because I want to know what you're doing if that has worked for you. Okay, so that you can truly accomplish your money goal. Because here's the thing, lots of us sit back and we have these great big money goals. We say, I want to make 100K, I want to make 200K, but then the year goes by and you have not efficiently, you haven't even acquired that money. You're nowhere near that goal. You haven't accomplished it, nor the objective that you had behind it. But now picture this. If you have that money goal of 100K and you say, this is what I want to acquire, and now you take all of your products and services that you have already created and you list those products and services according to your seasons, your months, however your business operates, right? Some of us can do it monthly, every month. Some of us, it operates in terms of seasons. But you list it, you put it on the calendar, and now you're ready to roll with it. All you need to do is form a marketing strategy around each one when the time comes, working backwards in advance. Now you are reaching your money goals, right? Now you are working efficiently. Now you are working effectively. You've also, when you're creating this, you're writing down maybe what network you need to tap into to make this work. Who is it that you need to leverage the expertise of, or partner and collaborate with, or hire in order to make this happen? Imagine if all of this planning is being done at the forefront, right? A year before, a quarter before. Can you just imagine the efficiency that you're going to have? And then with the efficiency, the growth that it's going to bring you? It's going to bring you major growth, because now you're taking out the overwhelm, you're taking out the confusion, and you've got complete clarity. You've got complete clarity. And with clarity, right, you're now able to mainstream and get your products and services out there in complete confidence and market efficiently. Listen, I've been there, done that, trying to market, trying to create, trying to market, trying to create. No, I said to myself, when I decided that I was going to take a different route, I sat back, guys, and I reframed my business plan. I got clear. I got clear on myself. I put my money goal out there. I wrote it down. I wrote down all of the processes that I need to accomplish, every product, every service that I need to sell, the price points, how many within that price point of what I need to sell so that I could get to that money goal. If you're going to have a money goal, you need to know how you're going to get there, right? You need a GPS. You're going somewhere, you need a GPS. You're going somewhere you've never been, you need guidance. So that truly is what became my guide. Taking the time out, pulling it out of my head, doing the research in my industry, taking a look at some of my competition, but not to see what they were doing. I wanted to see what they were doing that didn't work. Okay. That's what I wanted to see. Think about it. You can't sit back and copy what somebody else is doing, right? Oh, hold on one second. I just got a message. My moderator is coming on, I believe. Oh, what? This isn't working. TC, if you're on, I saw a chat from you, but I don't know why I can't pull you up for some reason. Let me see if I send you an invite. I don't know if that's going to make a difference. See if that works. Okay. So as I was saying, I forgot where I was, but yes. So if you are creating a plan, right, where you've got all of these efficiencies laid out for you. Oh, here it goes. Okay, give me a second. I think I can. Hi, TC.
Hey, hi.
How are you?
I'm awesome.
Oh,
So for some reason I realized that maybe you weren't able to see me, but I've been like in the waiting room, just waving and waving and waving.
I didn't see you, and I just looked down and I saw the chat, and I'm like, oh, let me try to see if I can bring her up. So we
Yeah, I figured.
we are live on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and we're also in the clubhouse as well. So
Oh, okay.
yes,
I would have joined them. I didn't know if you were there already, but
yeah, no
okay. So
worries.
I just go to the conversation. No, that's fine. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
no worries. So we're having this juicy conversation about growth, right? Positioning ourselves in alignment for growth for 2024. And what I was explaining was the importance of taking the time right now to create a plan, to create a plan with their goals in mind for the entire year of next year, because we're talking about working efficiently and effectively, right? Not having our mind all over the place, being unclear with the products we're going to bring to the marketplace, the services, when to bring those products or services to the marketplace. Because as we said, when we have money goals, we have to have a map so that we could acquire those money goals, right? We've got to have a GPS. You've got to have your framework aligned to acquire those money goals. And what I was explaining to them was once you have your GPS, your map already mapped out, and you know what products are going to launch on which date, which season, what time of the year, what month, and it's all there. Now, I'm not talking about content, calendars. I'm not talking about every step of the marketing system or workflows or anything of that nature. I'm talking about products and services, knowing when it's going to hit the marketplace, right? So that we could just take that information and be able to work backwards from there so that we could plan efficiently and effectively to reach our money goals. If you're thinking about growth, if you're thinking about going to the next level, if you're thinking about acquiring or getting yourself at point B and you're presently in point A, You need to have a direct approach. I don't know about you guys, but I know for me, I want to get there as soon as I possibly can, right? Number one, I don't want to be stressing getting there. I love to be able to open up my agenda, to open up my calendar, and it's like, boom, okay, in a month, in 2 months, this is what I need to do. Let me start prepping for that now. And that's a lot easier for me than saying, okay, what am I going to do in January and it's December? Like, next thing you know, this is what's happened to me in the past. The next thing you know, it's already January and you're still going, what am I going to do in January, right? And you're already in the middle of the month. Time is wasting. Time is money. That client that has been waiting on you possibly is now gone somewhere else while you're still trying to figure out yourself, right? So that you could look as if appear to be the expert in the marketplace. But when you're thinking for growth, you've got to think big. You've got to have that big picture mentality with everything that you do. And you have to have a strategy behind it. It has to be strategic. I actually wrote down, and I wanted to read this to you exactly what strategy means, right? Now, we've all heard the word, we all know pretty much what it is. But I want to point out these two words: consciously choosing. Consciously choosing. A lot of us, when it comes to strategy, we think it means execution, right? But execution without consciously choosing is not strategy, it is not effective, and it is not efficient. That's taking the long road. You're going around the mountains with that one, okay? That's taking the long road. But if you take the time, again, guys, you got 2 months, okay? November and December, and we've got holidays. Take the time not to write in your journal, not to write in a notebook, but get a calendar for 2024 and plot it out. Consciously choose the products and services that you have already created or want to bring to the marketplace. Place it on a calendar now so that you could form the strategies behind it and start planning around it to create your workflows, right? To create the systems that you need in order to sell and meet your objectives and your goals, money goals, as well as whatever other goals you may have. Hey, you may just have a goal to make an impact and bring on, I don't know, 5 more clients, or a goal to speak, right? Or a goal to create a live event. How are you going to do that if you don't have the connections and you don't have the strategy in place? So when you're thinking about growing, you've got to think strategy, you've got to think efficiency, you've got to think effectiveness, and you've got to think consciously choosing at all points, right? TC, what do you think? Can you chime in? See if I can have
You,
them.
you know, I'm smiling because you're very right, right? Most times we think that we can just, muffle all of this and just throw it in. But then, you're talking about next year, and I was having a conversation with a friend, and I said to her, we're having a conversation. I know you know her, Erin, and Erin is like, "Oh, TC, I'm just trying to like pause on what I have going on right now, so I'm able to figure out what 2024 would look like for me." And I said, "That's smart because between now and December, right, is really that time where you get to figure out if you are making it or you're breaking it 2024, right? Because I love the part where you said, get your product, all of those things, because that's it. Now, not every product, not every service is going to blossom at a certain season, right? Now, using, because I realized that if we would wait till 2024 to start to plot the graph, there's a likeliness that we'll miss out on essential, essential touch points, right? Now, it's also very important that any success you're going to make, start to plan it now. Start to put it in the drawing board because it literally would make sense to you now. All of the mistakes, start to plot it so that you don't make that same mistake. Like the product services, Miss Matthew, you're talking about, right? You want to, as much as possible, figure out what products did well this, maybe during the winter, what period did well during the fall, what period product did well during the summer. Now use that, evaluate it, try to like beat it up and down, and then plot it. Now most times people say, oh, not everything that we plan comes to um, but the truth is, it might not be everything, but if it's properly done with the right strategy, right, and data, in front data, you're not just plotting these graphs or mapping out your plan all by yourself, trying to, do it on your own and all of that. No. If you're strategic and you're plotting those maps, right, plotting those things in the calendar, like this Margin you're talking about, right, you'll realize that 90% of your plan would come to free. Like literally, it's even going to exceed your expectations because that's how powerful all of these things are. Now, if you wait, right, let me tell you the irony of things. If you wait for January to start to plan 2024 business year, January will come, it will go so fast before
So
you close
true.
your eyes, it's like March. I tell you, open your eyes, you close your eyes, it's March already. Because it just that this is how fast it just goes so fast. Now, if hey, going to do, if it's going to be lead generation, or it's going to be this, or it's going to be that, before you say Jack, you're like half of the year already. And then
It's
you
so
start
true.
thinking about, now you're making a plan for what exactly? Is it for the end of the year or for the beginning of the year? You start now.
Yes,
And that's why I love the part where you were saying something about, the product, setting up your map and all of that. That's smart.
yes, it's so
Not because
true. And listen, I've been there. It's happened to me. January, I'm trying to plan, and March is here. And the next thing I know, it's April and May. And I get so frustrated. It's happened so many times in my past, right? As a new entrepreneur, because I didn't know and no one told me. However, all I heard was, you've got to plan for your year. You've got to plan for your year. But no one told me when I needed to plan for my year, right? The next thing I knew, the year was going by. I'm still trying to plan for the year, and I'm already halfway through the year. At that point, I'm so frustrated and I give up, right? Because my head is still in the planning phase, the products and services that I was actually placing out there in the marketplace, I wasn't even really able to pay attention to the data because I was overwhelmed. And so the efficiency was out the window, out the
Mhm.
window. Guys, let me tell you something. I have been an entrepreneur for 23 years. Hear me. It has been 23 years since I've worked for anyone. I have ran my own business, started out of my garage of my home, and I have now franchised my own business. Why was I able to do that? Because of the planning process and efficiency. And efficiency. That's what allowed me to scale. Being able to systemize certain things and create my planning process way in advance. The gurus have, listen, I'm telling you to plan out the year. The gurus, they've got a 10-year plan, 5, 10 years out, 15, all the way through to their exit strategy. If you look at these big wigs that are making millions and billions of dollars, they know what they're doing 10 years from now, right? but they're the ones making the big dollars. I want to emulate that, right? I want to be able to emulate that. So if I'm asking you to plan 1 year when they have planned out 10, come on, we can do it. We're the ones that are going to reap
You,
the fruits and the benefits of that.
Miss Margie, sorry, I just remembered something. So, we talked about like the government contracts and all of that, and I was in a meeting, and somebody said, but you all know that the government actually stopped, with the budgeting and all of that by October. And I'm like, is it like they've planned their 2024, like by the end of October, they planned out everything that is going to be happening, right? Organizations, big organizations, like you said, brands, like everything they're going to do. Now, if you want sponsorships, you want brand endorsement, all of these things, like if you don't have your own plan for 2024,
Oh, yeah.
right off September,
Yep.
they are closing their books for October. They are closing their books for 2024.
That's right.
You are just
That's
I
right.
missed it. I
And
was just smiling.
you just hit it on another key because this room is filled with entrepreneurs, and there is no reason at all why the entrepreneurs in this room cannot get themselves hooked with a NACE code and acquire a government contract, which should be a part. I mean, guys, I'm saying think big. This is what I mean by think big. I don't care what your product or service is. It's got to go beyond just a client that you are servicing right now, right? Why not think global? Why not think statewide? Why not think international? Now, here's the thing, anything is obtainable. If I can go from a 2-car garage, like I remember back then, Craigslist was hot, buying everything that I needed from garage sales and Craigslist. If I could go from that to being able to franchise, you guys can create a plan for a year very easily, very, very simply. I've pinged up above a business plan workbook, right? I want you to know this. That workbook is filled with resources in addition to templates that will allow you to validate your product, know when to place it in the marketplace, create your SWOT analysis so that you can take a look at your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Take all of that information, align it together, what makes you strong, and then create a competitive advantage so that you are above your competition. And then you now have a beautiful blueprint and roadmap to follow for 2024. So if you are serious about creating your plan, if you're serious about growth, let's just say that word, right? If you're serious about growth, can you see yourself, which I like to say, on the other side of success? I see myself on the other side of success. I see where I want to be laying and paying for in 10 years from now. Like I see it, right? So my strategy and my process and my plan has to align me with places so that I can get there. And who else can I leverage the expertise and experience of for me to get there? I'm not going to try to do it by myself. Every single one of you are in this room. Let me tell you who you've got. Okay. You've got myself, a seasoned business strategist of 23 years. You've got the strategy lady right next to me who can create strategy systems for you. You've got the automation and funnel specialist that can put everything on automate for you. And Mary Kim up on the stage as well. Speaker to help you as well. If you're thinking about speaking in high places, you've got to make some connections so the right person could see you speaking, because you don't want to just be speaking in the mirror. That's not going to get you anywhere, right? You want to be in the right room, right? So, guys, when you are thinking big picture mentality like this, you think leverage experience that other people have. to grow your business. That's what you think. When I first started 23 years ago, I had no shame. And thank God I had no shame, or else I probably wouldn't be a franchise brand right now. I went over to any networking opportunity I had, and people who were in business that were sitting in the glass ceiling CEOs making 6, 7 figures. And I said, how did you get here? What did you do? How do you sell? How does that pitch flow off of your tongue so eloquently? What words do you use? I asked those questions. I leveraged the experience of the people that I had. Whenever there was something that I could go to for training to find out, I was there. NACI code? I didn't know what the heck that was. I was like, what is a NACI code? I went, I figured it out, I learned it, I acquired mine, and I went for government contracts, and I became contracted with the government in my childcare business. But see, there's things that we don't know, right? We don't know what we don't know. But when you are sitting in a room filled with billions of dollars worth of expertise, because as far as I'm concerned, with experience and the right expertise, you cannot put a price on it, depending upon how big your dream is, right? But when you're filled, all you've got to do is tap in. What an opportunity. I wish I had that opportunity back then, right? So up above again, I'm going to say it's the business plan workbook, guys. I made it ridiculously inexpensive. Ridiculously inexpensive. Tap the link, look at the information, see if it's something that aligns with where you want to go. Because if you're thinking big picture, you need strategy. You need a plan, and that's going to help you get there. Before I can just keep on rambling, I'm going to pass the mic over to the strategy lady if she is available to chime in and speak.
I'm just here like, listen, everything that you said, everything that TC has shared has just been so on point. We have to understand as business owners that not only do we need automations, but we need that business plan so we can know what it is we plan on automating. We need systems, we need strategies, we need all those things that you talked about. Quite often, Marjorie, so many of us get thrown so much at us. You know, you spoke about the gurus, you speak about, as soon as we see somebody that we think is saying different things, we need clarity right off the top. And most of us don't have it. Let's just be real. We don't have it. But when you're in a position where you have someone who's giving you the fundamental tools that you need in order to move forward and to succeed, I would encourage everyone. I'm here. I'm toggling between. I'm on Clubhouse and I'm over on Facebook. Anyone that can hear my voice, listen. I'm telling you, you want to go ahead, click on that link above, and take on the opportunity to go ahead and walk through and take the step-by-step approach that I really truly believe we all need as business owners. Listen, I had a chance to sit in one of Marjorie's sessions. Paid for it. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Paid for it. Got what I needed. I've always known about a business plan, but not to the degree that she taught it. Not to the degree that I learned, in the sense that I had to have a 40 and 50 and 60 pager. She broke that thing down where I can have a 2-pager, and which allowed me to understand with clarity that I can take what I have, this business plan, and now work from that, which ends up being my day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month, and year-to-year to-do plan. My step-by-step approach. This way, I'm not just kind of throwing mud up against the wall and expecting for it to stick. I know exactly where I am, and it allows me to stay on task and not have that squirrel syndrome. I'd encourage you all to go ahead and check it out. That business plan workbook, you will not regret it. As we close out 2023, I would rather see you walk yourself into 2024 with a bang, because you're also going to be able to close out your 2023 if you follow that plan. You won't regret it. I encourage every last one of you to check it out. I'm sure listen, hit me up in the DM if you have any specific questions. Marjorie's not giving me any money for saying this. I'm sharing this from experience. I've experienced her course. She goes above and beyond. And it has truly redirected me. And it actually caused me to pivot a bit in the new direction that I'm going in, because now I can see clear. I'm from the space, write the vision and make it plain so them that see it can run with it. Yes, it's a biblical principle, but even if you don't want to go from biblical, if you can't see clearly what it is you're doing, you're just wishing, hoping, and praying, thinking something's going to work. If you expect for everyone else to see your wish, your goals, your dreams, your VAs, your junior admins, etc., you need to be able to see it first. Listen, I can keep talking, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to land my plane because I'm sure somebody else may have something to say, but I'm going to land my plane on that because I'll just keep talking in circles. I encourage y'all to check it out. This is Danette, the strategy lady. I'm landing my plane on that.
Woo! I love it. I love when she lands that plane. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, the strategy lady. Thank you for that share. Mary Kim, are you available to unmic? Mary Kim? Okay, she may.
I am moving spaces. Yes, my son just got home, so it's really loud.
Gotcha.
I love this, Marjorie and strategy lady and TC on the call. As a newer entrepreneur, I'm learning from these women here what needs to happen in your business that you need to prepare for. Especially Marjorie being the veteran, like 20-something years in the business, she knows what she's talking about. I met her in person. I met the strategy lady in person. These women are the real deal, doing the real things. And I am too, so I'm learning, and I know for sure I'm getting ready also, Marjorie. Now, it is November. It's not November yet. It's October. I'm thinking because November is my birthday. It's right around the corner. It's October, and I'm preparing for next year. I've been working behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, building my work resume, my new work resume. I was in the corporate world for 28 years, and now I'm an entrepreneur, building my business as a speaker, as a writer and author, a host. And I spent the last year building that resume. And now I know I need to create that business plan and create those dollars, but that takes a business plan. And I downloaded your link, Marjorie. I appreciate you so much because it's challenging out here in these streets and figure out what to do. And I'm loving that worksheet that you put together, the workbook, and I'm going to implement it because we know we can take all the things, we can be on these stages, we can talk the talk, but the action is really where it's at. You got to take the action and be around people who actually done it, right? So then when you're like, what do I do? You can go to someone that you trust. You can ask, did this ever happen to you? And I promise you, they've gone through it as well. So I truly appreciate both you ladies and everyone here for tuning in. Grab that free workbook. I can't wait to fill it out. And I can't wait. We'll be celebrating next year to the money that we're making and the goals that we're going to definitely achieve. Big hugs. Love you, ladies.
Thank you so much, Mary Kim. Absolutely. Guys, I want to share something that just highlight what Mary Kim said. When I first came on the app, right, I was going from room to room and just listening. And people were in this app, selling things, right? And everything, all the shiny objects looked so good and, everything sounded so great. So I said, oh, well, they must know what they're talking about. They're on this app. Let me tell you something. I put my credit card into a lot of places and got stabbed in the back. And that is my truth. Put my credit card in, asked for people, hired people to do things. They disappeared. People disappeared. The product was good for nothing. I was like, what the heck is going on? I couldn't believe it. I'm like, here in the clubhouse, I thought this was a space, right? I have heard that same thing from so many other women. But let me tell you something, guys. I am here to stay. I'm in the game and I am true to the game. I'm on these platforms at all times. You could DM me on other social media platforms, on my Instagram. You have a question? Send me a DM and see if I'm real. Okay? Send me a DM and see if I am real. I'm a part of the Mom Link. I'm one of the ambassadors there. This is serious business, guys. Serious business. And we are on these apps. I know myself and these ladies here on the stage, including TC, we're on this app to ensure that you excel and grow because, you know what? We're seasoned. We've been in the game for quite many years. And there was no one to help us when we first got started, right? I wish, right, TC, that there was an app like this where we can get the experience of others. But we're true women who are here to truly help you excel. Take the fogginess out of what you're doing, unclear about certain steps and what to take, overwhelmed because there's just so much that you need to send me a DM. I'll help you with that plan. Most certainly. Help you with that plan. One other thing I'm going to share. When I sat down beginning of October and I redid my plan for 2024, and I said all my products, I put the prices to it, and I put the launch dates and how much I needed to sell. Man, I was on fire. I was on fire. When that money hit me and it was like, bang, you could make this. I was like, oh my gosh, it was a game changer for me, right? Instead of going, because I've done this in the past. Okay, this month, all right, 500, 1,000, 2,000. All right, next month, another, 200. One, skipping 3 months, up nothing. No, no. See, because now the blueprint is laid out. So I operate differently because I have the blueprint in my hand. I have the knowledge in my hand. I've got the roadmap to get me there and putting that together with the experience. Because sometimes we get so overwhelmed, we forget about the experience that we have, right? But if you have something that is tangible that you can hold in your hand, put on your digital calendar, put in your written calendar, and then work and download, man, it's going to be a different day for you. Make 2024 your it. Make it your year. Make it the year that you end with a bang, that your CPA says, man, what the heck did you do last year, right? What did you do? Make it your year. Let that happen to you because it's a feel good opportunity. It really, truly is. But you've got to put the work in to get the feel good. It doesn't come for free. So, TC, I don't know if there's anything else that you ladies want to say before we close out the room. TC?
Yes, yes. And I actually wanted to fall into what Miss Janet mentioned, and it got me thinking. And I remembered a conversation. So I have conversations a whole lot, y'all, and that's because I feel like there's so much to give, right? There's so much to give, but there's little that is being done, right? There's so many spiritual beings around. We all believe in something. It's either we believe in God or we believe in something. Just so you know, whatever you believe in, plans. Now, if
Plans.
you believe in God, is the architect to planning. Like if there's any professional, like pro, triple pro professional planner, is God Himself,
Yeah.
right? Because everything He does is systematic. Everything He does is strategic. Sometimes I'm like thinking, I'm like, let me tell these people what God exactly is talking about when it comes down to business. Because He thinks that way. He loves money. He loves good things. He loves life. And that's why I love life as well. Because I'm his fight. So you want to think in that direction. Because you see, if you wait for things to just happen, it could just mumble up in your face,
Yeah.
right? So that workbook, I can't see the link, but I know the workbook. So the workbook basically is going to set you straight. But don't just get the workbook and sleep on it. Get the workbook and work with it because it's your first step to your 2024 success. No, let's not wait to 2024. You start seeing the amazingness of next year right from this year. Like the year is not yet ended. We have so many days to make the difference. If things are not working for you, get the workbook, get that next step to be able to help you set out, to close the year with success. Like that's what I'm going to say, right? You plan your success. It helps you manage your expectations. It just helps you exceed your goals. So yeah, I just wanted to say that your God plans. So why shouldn't you plan?
Thank you so much, TC. It's so true. It's so true. Before I respond to that, because I definitely have something to say about that, Jay Sam put a comment in here. I just want to respond to him. Jay, when you put your information in, you're going to get the testimonials. You'll see the full landing page and all of the information about the workbook. You don't need to process your credit card to see that. So if you just go through the prompts, put your name in, click on the link, you'll see the testimonials attached right there to it. Okay. I hope that helps you. All right. And the pricing structure is there as well. Okay. I hope that helps. So, TC, you're absolutely right because he is the ultimate planner. And what I love is that when we get all these great ideas, I don't think they're just ideas. I believe that when he has handpicked every single one of us to make an impact on somebody else's life on this earth, he knows to speak to us, when to speak to us, right? And he gives us these great ideas to create and to manifest and to bring to the marketplace. He downloads it into our spirit, right? And some people get it at night, the download, some during the day, whatever it may have you be. But he is the ultimate planner. And you're absolutely right. I mean, I know we're in a place where everybody's of different faiths, but I know one thing, my Bible talks about the planning process. So I'm going to say that for now. My Bible most certainly talks about the planning process. It also says, like I believe Danette, the strategy lady, said, write, write, write the vision and make it plain. Don't keep it in your head. It doesn't say that, right? It doesn't say don't keep it in your thoughts. It says write the vision and make it plain. Habakkuk 2:2. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I hoped that that has helped someone here today. Please, guys, if you have any questions pertaining to the writing process, the planning process, the strategy behind it, if none of that makes sense to you and you don't know what any of that means, send me a DM, okay? You now we've got this voice control thing here on Clubhouse. I'm not sure how that works, to tell you the truth. So if you could send me a DM on Instagram, that will work for me. That will work. For those of you who are viewing the live, there's a QR code right there where you can just use your mobile phone and scan it, and that will bring you directly to the product where you can read on exactly what it entails and how it can benefit you and whether or not it's something that you actually need. So, with that, I'm going to be closing out the room. I hope that this information has truly, truly helped you. We're a little late today in our live broadcast on this Tuesday. Typically, we're in here on Tuesdays, Miss TC and I, at 1 p.m., and we usually do a lunch and learn. And on a weekly basis, we bring different strategies, principles, and systems to this room to help entrepreneurs in their entrepreneurial journey. So, if you liked what you heard this week, then please come back to meet with us next week as we continue on with the conversation. So, before I close out the room, I'm just going to pass the mic over to everyone. First, I'll start with TC, then we'll do Strategy Lady, and then we'll do Mary Kim. If you ladies could just give a brief introduction as to what you do and tell the people where they could find you if they need your service. TC?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm sorry I jumped in late, but you just didn't see me. But hey, it's so good to be here, everyone. My name is Cece. I'm a launch and sales automation strategist. What I do is simple, right? I set your business and sales on autopilot and get you those results on overdrive. Now, here's the thing. when you think about your launches, you think about, generating those quality leads, nurturing them, and converting them into repeat paying customers. You think about ways in which you're able to streamline your business and sales process so that you're able to work smart, work less, and make more money, right? That's my job. I literally thrive at the back end of your business because that's no place for you. That's my space. Okay, so push it to me because I love to be in that space. So if you have any questions about anything that mentioned, from your funnels to your launches to your automation, email marketing, all of those good stuff, right? Reach out to me on Instagram. I love the voice message on Clubhouse. It's really fun. So if you love fun things, we can do Clubhouse. But if you're not really fun, you don't like a fun thing, you don't want to try it out, Instagram will do the trick. Okay. So that's it for me. Thank you so much, Miss Marjorie. What's the this?
Thank you, TC. The strategy lady.
I love TC. She's a woman with a good. We live in the same lane, and it's no matter which direction I go in, I can always still learn from her and take whatever it is that she's sharing and even implement it back into my business processes and systems. So love you, chick, on the other side of the water there. My name is Jeanette Moss. I'm known as the Strategy Lady over on Instagram. You can find me as Jeanette Moss on Facebook, of course, LinkedIn, or you can look me up under Let's Talk Strategies. My whole goal is literally to work with you to take you from that space of overwhelmed in your business to putting it on rinse and repeat. And I do this using a 4-step framework called SAS. I help those female CEOs in business, whether you're a consultant, coach, service provider. I work with you, again, to go from overwhelming your business to simplifying it, automating, systematizing, and streamlining. It's my real true belief is that if we're all over the place, there's no way that we can get to the one place we desire to have, and that's success in our business. If you'd like to connect with me and you need help getting your SaaS on in your business, reach out to me. I'm over there again. That's Strategy Lady on IG. And if you put in my name, Jeanette Moss, you can find me just about on every social media platform. And I'm here to help you do just that. Thanks so much, Marjorie, for the opportunity to share this stage, and also just to impress upon everyone that if they don't have this workbook, they need to get it. This is Jeanette, Strategy Lady. I'm not going to land my plane because I already did it. I'm just going to pause my mic.
Thank you so much, the Strategy Lady. Mary Kim?
I am Mary Kim Farkas. I am multi-hyphenated, so please definitely check out my bio. If there's anything that I can connect with you that resonates with you and your audience, please reach out to me on Instagram. I have unwavering passion about nourishing women through self-empowerment to water the next generation. I know that the moment we raise our women's self-worth, we reset the standards for our entire community, children, and co-partners in life. And I go on stages and podcasts and different events to empower other women, sharing my journey of life so far, because I am just like them going through this life be life-in thing. So thank you, Marjorie, for having me.
Life certainly be lifing. Absolutely. That's exactly why we need to have that plan in place so that we could just keep moving when the lifing part is over, right? Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, for coming into this room. We hope to see you again next Tuesday at 1 p.m. for our Lunch and Learn. Again, the business plan workbook link is up above. Please feel free to click on it and see if it's something that will work for you, for the planning process for your 2024. I want to see everyone win. You know why? Because I know there's one thing for sure that I know. There's room for all of us at the top, but we've got to do the work to get there. So it's been a pleasure. And with that, I am going to close out the room in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a great day. And for you guys out there who are part of the live, do me a favor. If you were live, Thank you for coming in. If not, and you're listening to the replay, would you be able to just type in replay for us so that we know that you were here and that you listened? I truly appreciate it. I'm Audrey Mallard, your childcare business franchise consultant, always here to inspire, empower, and educate you so that you can get started on your journey to entrepreneurship as well as business ownership. With that, I'm going to be ending the broadcast, and I hope to see everyone here, same time, same space next week. Thank you, TC.